come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to What's Map, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Hi, it's live What's Map, the behind-the-scenes show where we have a look at how we're going to put together the cinematics. Have you seen today's show from last week? Have you had a look? Have you gone and had a look at the best of last week's maps? Well, that's all we're doing here. We're having a look at the top performing map of the moment. Well, it's a bit surprising, this one. The top performing map of the moment as of Friday night last week was this one. And there are a couple of bigger names down below in the weekly chart, but this was the top performer, so we're going to do it. We're not going to bend the rules. I only ever bend the rules if a map really is, for some bizarre reason, or if it looks completely broken, or I'm not allowed to for whatever reason. But this one, well, why not? That's what I say, and that's what we're going to do. Of course, if you're here live on the live stream, feel free to drop a word or two into the chat just to say hi, so I know who I'm talking to and that I'm not just on my merry old sausage. You know, merry old sausages are a thing. Anyway, let's have a little look at the workshop. There we go, up to the workshop page. And those screenshots look very good. Hi, Anthony, and hi, Thannington. Good to have you both along for what? I've no idea, really, here. It looks hand-tooled. Doesn't look like a top creator map, but it does look very solid. And upon great solid things, good cities are built. This is what we expect. Now, I have written down the translations for this, so bear with me a second while I find my notes. I have my notes now. So this map is Yan He Wan, which translates as Cloud River Bay. Yan He Wan, Cloud River Bay, by源初之灵, which translates to Primordial Spirit, which, frankly, I've got to say I approve of. Both the English translation for Cloud River Bay sounds like a very strong generic name for a map. Very happy with that. And Primordial Spirit, I mean, come on, that's a pretty damned cool name for a creator. So, all credit to them for that. I'm just going to stick that over there so when I need to look it up later, I can find it. Anapu! Bonjour, Anapu! Come on, ça va? Okay, so what have we got? Well, we've got, I've lost my page. There it is, I've got it. Okay, so we've got some strong screenshots. Not going to claim that these mountains look like the best mountains we've ever seen. Or Keith for short. Yes, indeed. Anyway, we've got. I'm not going to claim they're the best looking mountains. It's a solid looking. Thing is, they're solid looking mountains. I.e., they're not bad looking mountains at all. I would say they're more good. Amazing, maybe not. I kind of like this ridge here. This one here looks a bit bumpy. I'm sure when we get into the map itself, we'll be able to check those out. And the shape of the river, got to say, very pleasing. Screenshot as well is a good, strong one. In fact, I'm going to say that about most of these screenshots. Now, thanks to your advice, we have managed to get rid of the hard horizon on these on these maps within the review. Unfortunately, that's the only thing holding back these maps, I feel, is the hard horizon. Well, the screenshots, not the maps. The screenshots is the hard horizon. Liking the trees, I've got to say, there's plenty of good to say from these. But of course, we are going to have a look at the map in real time, in first person, as per normal. For anybody who's sat there quietly in the chat wondering, is BonBon going? Yeah, but we always start off on the workshop page, don't we? We always do. Now, this map does appear to be 100% vanilla. I've checked the loading screen and there's nothing in there. There's absolutely nothing in there, which is good news for those of you that like it simple. Anyway, I'm guessing that this is basically this. So we're going to read that. Yan Huan. Is that what I said earlier? Probably not. is a map made according to the ideal landform in my mind. Best way to build a map is build a map for whatever your brain tells you to do. Okay. It not only includes mountains, forests, farmland, rivers, bays and other landforms, it also has high speed, I'm guessing that means highways, railway, remember Chinese creator, so we have to give a credit for even including an English translation. Yeah. Railway, ship and aircraft routes and other external transportation modes. Other? Oh, by the way, we have, for the BonBonBingo players, here it comes. Oh, it's a fire engine. Oh, very exciting. Anyway, apart from if you're at the other end of where it's going to, we've got and other landform, and other external transportation modes. The geographical environment is unique, and there is no problem in both operation and landscaping. Is there not? I don't know. The game is played in the business mode. If the game is played in business mode, it will have a small part of the road network from the electric wire to the home, and I made at the beginning. Make scenery as you like. By the way, it's not easy to make. Making maps is not easy. Tutorial is in progress now. Okay, the good news is tutorial series is in progress. It'll be ready when it's ready. But I'm hoping part 1 might be ready by, it won't be this weekend, but maybe next weekend. Hopefully part 1. There we go. If you like my map, don't forget to support it with likes. Listen, I'm already liking this creator. Okay, I'm assuming that is this in English. Only probably that's more eloquent because it's in their own language. But I like this. This is simple, to the point. It's 100% vanilla. 1,592 subscribers is a very solid start. Only 20 people have favorited it so far. But, hey, listen, maybe there's going to be a few more after today. Right, do we head back? Do we think? Do we head back? I think we probably do. Oh, and I keep forgetting to switch off the... I must remember, or if I need to put an on-off switch so it switches itself off automatically so we don't get that popping up all the time. Oh, one thing I didn't check. Bear with me a second. There is a possibility, of all things, workshop items. How many have they got? It's their third map. But it is the first map that they've uploaded which actually has a screenshot. So credits to them for actually taking this particular map seriously. It went right to the top of the workshop because it actually had screenshots and thumbnails. So that's pretty danged cool. Okay, right, I'm now back into game. Nice looking mountains. Let me just catching up on the chat here. Just enough to be interesting. Doc no 27, I would say probably. From above, I've got to say these do not grab me, but the city is very rarely looked at from above. There are going to be occasions like if you're going to be doing a top-down street plan or something like that, maybe these will possibly... They're not amazing from up here, but they're pretty sweet from at ground level. Okay, let's do the usuals then. We've got terrain heights, pretty much what we're expecting. Very flat buildable space. Interesting river system. I mean, I'm saying this is more of a fantastical map. There's and be interesting to see how the river forms. I'm guessing, was this coast? Is this coast? Because what we have here, rivers flowing down from the lake, and we've got some kind of split. Okay, fair enough. But then river is flowing. You can see by the angle of this. I'm assuming water flow is all pushing down this way. So then the water that's flowing down from here is going to loop back in. So it's a slightly fantastical layout. That's all I'm saying. We're not going to cry. Well, we might. Well, we'll see what it looks like when we're down there. Field painting is in operation, and plenty of trees for those of you who like forestry, which is fine. Fertile land is saying 0. I don't know if there's a problem here. And I'm seeing ore as well. Ore is painted in. I think there might be some sort of modding glitchery going on, but we can deal with it. All right, but there's definitely fertile and there's definitely ore, without doubt. Sunset Harbour. If you've got Sunset Harbour, you want to do some fishing. It's kind of what I would have expected. If you'd asked me to paint this before seeing it, it wouldn't have been far off of this. I would have said most of this. So yeah, I'm sad that there's not any tuna out in the deep water, but does it matter? Nah, it's not always about the fishing, is it? Shipping routes. Okay, right, well, where I said was going to be the coast, then we don't have a shipping route. What we have, though, is a shipping route in what I'm thinking is the lake. And it's... It's... Oh, and we've got another one over here. Which, okay, now this shipping route... Oh, we'll start the simulation off. This shipping route here... that bridge looks just high enough for the vanilla cruiser. I might be wrong. If we do see one spawn today, we'll have a little look at that. It might be a little close, but I'm going to make a judgment call and say that that is just high enough. It might scrape, possibly. But the placement of the pillar there, of course, means that the ships will pass on either side. So that's a nice little thing as well. So yeah, the shipping routes are fine. I mean, not... This loop one here, I don't know so much whether I like this one, but it's going to be fine. I think probably what might have worked a little bit nicer would have been just one route coming up this way, meeting a shipping triangle here, and then looping up that way. Maybe. I mean, everybody to their own, isn't it? Everybody to their own. Oh, we should check the water flow while we're in the info modes. So well, first of all, it doesn't matter too much because we have access to water on opposite sides of the start square. So even if there's 0 water flow, you should be okay to pump and draw. Water flow is flowing downstream here. And does it push right? Do you know what? It absolutely does. I'm a little surprised. And it's still pushing on. Does it continue to push on? I want to come a little bit further down. Or do we get water pressure pushing back on us? I've got a feeling that we might. Yeah, water is pushing back in. Edge of map water pressure from there. But if you put your sewage down there, it's going to push off this way. And there should be enough fresh water coming down from the top lake there to be able to draw water from there. I think that'll work. Okay. Oh, hello. We got some chats. Also live near the fire station. It's a small village and there are only a dozen interventions a year. However, every Sunday, 12:07, they make the alarms. Oh, yes. Well, of course they do. 12:07 every Sunday. When else are they meant to do it, eh? Sment? When else are they meant to do it? Well, when else are they supposed to do it? But yes, yeah, I'm in a big town. Big town? Yeah, I mean, I'm in a big town. This is it. And yes, I'm on the direct route between the not just the fire station and the town centre, but also direct route from the ambulance station to the hospital. So there's always, yeah, and I think I've mentioned it before, just because of the shape of the road, anything pretty much that goes within, I mean, I'm about 50, when you hear the sirens going past, they're about 50 metres away, but it's a dogleg bend with traffic turning blindly across, therefore there will always be a chance of an accident with a big old truck hurtling along at speed. Right, maybe the map is in the centre of a peninsula. I mean, it's a good suggestion. This could be a peninsula off this way. I would say maybe, but then this river here still makes no sense in terms of realism. We're talking fantasy. This is fine. In fantasy, you can get away with anything as long as it doesn't just kill your head. This doesn't kill my head. As long as we're not trying to make something that isn't a thing become a thing, then this is fine. I'm sure Anapu, I mean, I know they're there, and I'm not saying this just to suck up, but if there is a king of fantasy maps on the workshop at this time, it's Anapu. And so Anapu will tell you, listen, this is fine. Okay, I'm sure again they would do something a little bit more intricate, a little bit more clever with this, but this is fine. There's nothing against. Also, look, intersection here on this forced little island. Is this reclaimed land? Maybe. Yeah. So, I mean, it's all good. It's all. Shall we come out of this mode? I've been in this mode for absolutely ages, so it seems. Now, in terms of colours and settings, we're using the vanilla European theme today, and I don't know if anybody can guess in the chat which LUT we're using. There wasn't a prescribed one, so the first person to guess will get a special sound effect. All right, first person to guess gets a special sound effect. And oh, you're rebuilding Flatopolis. This is cool, and I am readying myself with my sound effect button for whoever is the first to guess the LUT. You will be right, of course. Come on. Yeah, I'm waiting. Wait for the stream to catch up. I've got coffee here. I'm going to have a sip of coffee while you guys catch up. Relight neutral. No, Stannington. Not relight neutral. We have no prescribed LUT. So, we're using temperate base game. Bringer of Fire is in the house. No, not temperate base game. Don't make me say it, guys. Do not make me say it. Oh, I'm just gonna have to, aren't I? You guys. Oh, yeah. There you go. GDH. How about? Did that sound effect work? I can't hear it. Let me try it again. Yay! It did. I'll turn my sign back down. Well done. Yes, we're using the realistic 1.2. Right, so we are, I guess, looking at the map now. Now, I come out of this barrier. You people, you crack me, you really do. Okay, so we've got, not exactly, where was the start square? Start square is, oh, it's up this way. Then what's all this about? I don't know. Right, so we got traffic coming in from north, south, east, all the cardinal directions. This is going to get a bit busy with traffic coming from 3 directions. But what we'll do is I'm going to start down here. We'll come up, we'll take a left, we'll take a right, and then we'll see how this works in the start square area. That's the route we're going to take. I think it makes sense. All right. Hey, guess what? We're doing a flyover. We are doing a flyover. Let me just go back at my thingy there. Right. And we have... So, those hills in the background. Yeah, looking around. From this angle, I'm going to say not exactly inspiring. They look very lumpy. I know there are definitely going to be angles they look better because we've seen that in the screenshots. But from this angle, they're not really a thing for me. Field painting here. If you like field painting, you're going to like that. There's... Well, do you know what? The shapes of those fields and the sizes of them, I feel, on this particular map, I mean... not necessarily the most inspiring, but in terms of the I've said it many times before, buy a tile, it's not really a buy a field. You're not really buying a field, you already own the field. But working within the tiling, this could make for an interesting city layout. I'm going to say credit to the creator for doing it. Now, we have a vanilla freighter coming along here. Now, the cruiser is a little bit taller, so we'll have a little check of that. Well, we'll see see how much clearance there is above this freighter, this cargo ship. If there's substantial clearance, I'm pretty sure there will be, then we will just speed the simulation up a little bit. How are we doing for clearance here? Yeah, I'm absolutely confident that there's going to be just about enough. Ooh, or is there? Or is there? Please tell me there is a cruiser somewhere. We'll keep an eye open for the cruiser. I'm curious as to that. While we're over here, I suppose we should have a little look-see at everybody's favourite factory. I'm not singing today. Okay, these harbours, this one probably not too bad. We can see a little bit of land glitching here. Again, if it's deep enough under the water and you can't really see it, it doesn't matter. But this, you can kind of see we are very shallow there. And it's worser, because that's a word. It's worser here. You can absolutely see that this is not really accessible. I mean, yes, it is accessible. Of course it's accessible. But you can see this terrain ridge coming up. It wouldn't take much. They've cut this area out. It just needs to be extended out, smoothed out a little bit. It's just because it's visible from up here that it's a problem. The ships probably won't care at all about it. Got a little bit. Oh no, that's just distance zigzagging. It's fine. Cutout, I've got to say though, in terms of the cutout shapes, they're very nice. And there's a lot of people that don't like this. And if you don't like it, well, you know what to do. The bulldozer is free. But as we're looking at it now, I say that is a good shape, a good size. Just needs to be a little bit deeper. Okay, so we got the bridge, and again, I'm going to give it a little bit of credit here. I know that this this rail ramp is a little steeper than true realism, but we've already ascertained that this is more of a fantasy map than it is a realistic map, and so therefore we can allow a little bit of give, and I would say that that's fine for the sort of map that we're looking at. That works okay for me. It's not too steep. There's no immediate. There's no big jump or, you know, a spike at the top, and that works. Okay, now finally we got across to the main part of the map. The rail stays elevated quite nicely, actually, above the highway. A lesser creator would have come back down to ground and probably taken it underneath the highways, which would work. But looking at how the rail now goes elevated from that point up onto the ridge here, I think that's quite inspired. Give the creator a pat on the back. Intersections are very slick. Very, very slick. And we're off this way because nothing more to say. Also, look, we have no trees under the highway. Let's pick all the good things out. I mean, we will very quickly jump on anything that isn't quite perfect. So let's pick up on the things which aren't imperfect, that you just don't notice because they're not there to not notice. And what's that? Is that a little bit of glitching, or is that just the sun? Or I think we may have, yeah, we got a little bit of glitching going on here, where we just gone elevated quite sharply A little bit of terrain work, a little bit of terrain softening here, and that probably would clean itself up. It's not bad though. It's not bad. It's just something that you see out the corner of your eye. Oh, look at the chat's gone crazy. A lot of Chinese just build flat maps. This isn't a flat map. All right, plenty of room, silts build up. Yep, plenty of options. Where am I? I was over here. Right. So yeah, it's not flat. I mean, yes, there are some Chinese creators who, again, I think a lot of them are newer to the game. We've had it for like 400 years now, so we have we've evolved and learnt all these skills and just basically stolen ideas from the top creators. Hey, listen, it's perfectly reasonable to do that. What we got going on here? Just lane merging. That will sort itself out. Can't blame the creator for that. That's just idiot traffic. This is a pretty intersection without going to any sort of stupid levels. I mean, how much do I want to moan about how accurately aligned trees are to the bend of the highway? I don't know. It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. Stop it, BonBon. But yes, in terms of intersection detailing, keep it simple, keep it clean, keep it tidy, keep it creative. We've got exactly that there. We're not going to win any awards, but equally, it's a good one, apart from the lane merging. But I did say we're going to get a lot of traffic running through here, and we've already got traffic build up before the city even gets started. So Traffic Manager President Edition, get that in there, get it fixed. Yeah, not the creator, you, city builder. Anyway, down to the start square intersection. So this is your start square intersection. Won't suit for everybody. I have no problem with this whatsoever. But I guess when the city gets big, yeah, well, when your city gets big, you're going to need more intersections, aren't you? You build them yourself. I'm alright with that. Probably going to want to remove the traffic lights. Or maybe you don't want to remove the traffic lights. All of these things to consider. And they've even given us a little pre-built city grid, which I'm less interested in, honestly. I want to design my own city. Although this said, I mean, I guess it's to inspire you to get started. But I'd be very happy just to, I mean, with my grid would be something similar to this anyway. So I'm thinking the same way as the creator. Whatever their name was, Primordial. Trees are looking, I mean, they're having a little tippy toe, dabbling their roots. Anyway, we'll have a little, just to go a little bit further down this way, just in case we stumble across anything like this little fellow. Oh, you're a naughty little tree. Yeah, you can't escape, BonBon. Gotcha. Right, so that's minus 1/10 of a star for detailing, isn't it? I'm not saying we're going to be working from 5 stars, but yeah, if we were looking at 5 stars for detailing, we'll allow that. The next one we find like that will drop it down to very high 4 stars. Yeah, I don't think we're looking at 5 stars, but you never know. Is that tree on the highway? It's not. It's overhanging a little bit. I think if I was on the highway team, I'd at least want to be cutting back these. This is only going to get worse if it was an actual growing tree, which of course it's not, because it's a tree in a computer game. Also, look at it, how it's hugging the street lamp. That bothers me more, actually, because safety. Okay, so yeah, I think we've got a tree that needs budging a little bit. Rail. Let's have a little look-see at the rail. We've already seen the bridge. Let's just make sure the route doesn't do anything stupid. Do we have an outside connection here? I didn't see an arrow. I don't see an arrow. Maybe there's not meant to be an arrow. Let's not panic. No panic. Don't panic. Don't panic. Let's go find some other outside connections for this rail. Do like this little have we avoided catenary chaos? We haven't, but again, most players of any sort of level won't care too much about that one, but we have to acknowledge there's some catenary chaos going on, and same again going on here. Of course, the vanilla rail will always have this tendency to terrain glitch. This is why the railway replacer mod is so good. So good. Rail over river. Looks very nice. And we'll jump straight on up to the edge of the map over here. And while we do have an outside connection over here, that's good news. Let me stream very quickly over this way. Let's check this one. We got one on that one, and I'm assuming we have one where we started the flyover. Oh, hang on, where's the rail gone? There was a rail come over this way, wasn't it? Oh, it came over. Yay, I found it. Don't panic, BonBon's found it. And we have rail over here as well. So yeah, so just one of the outside connections is missing an outside connection, and it might bother some people because that would be the most direct route. Anyway, let's start up the hills. Again, we got more of these, the fields. I like the fields on this map in context of the sort of map that it is, the style of map that it is. I think the sizes of the fields is absolutely on point for being able to, yeah, if you want to do an industry area, might be a bit small for an oil industry area, but I'm suspecting not many people will be looking at it for that anyway. But in terms of just a city layout, I think they're interesting enough. Up into the hills, and we have a beautiful dam. It's a beautiful dam with power lines. Oh, that's a nice little thing. Okay, right, let's give some credit here. They have fed power lines into the abandoned factory. No, not the abandoned factory, everybody's favourite factory. Right, they've done that. We have got power lines running through trees though, which is obviously a little bit ugly. And power lines running from there, they do go all the way down to the start square, if I remember rightly. Right the way through the forests again. So again, a little bit of oversight with the power lines there. But they do... How close to the start square do they go? Do they actually make it? It looks like they make it, yeah. They do make it in. They do make it in. I'm seeing a bit of action. We've got Gerard. Hi Gerard, good to have you along. Stannington, you're still learning. These days tend to start with a flat map with just the basics and putting everything else when playing the game. Perfectly, acceptable way to play, really, isn't it? It's a creative game. You don't have to have the map that's going to be perfect. I mean, I like it when you get a map that just says to you, "Ooh, how are you going to deal with me?" And you do the minimal amount of work to it. To I was going to say this dam does appear to have some glitches, but it's working. It's a working dam, but a little bit of terrain glitching going on there as well. And then, of course, the edge of the map over there. So these hills, right. There was an angle that the hills looked okay. From this angle here, yeah, this hill ridge here, from over this angle, I like it. And this isn't too bad from this direction, which is where the city centre is. So I guess there's that going for it. But they are a little bit poofy. Very much first mappy. It's not their first map, but very much first mappy. And I can appreciate it because it just reminds me of Merrickstowe a little bit. My first map. Yeah. I'm planning on going back and redoing Merrickstowe. Maybe even this year. A little bit of Merrickstowe 2.0 or something like that. Tree painting on the hills is a little bit okay. I mean, I think we've got the right trees up here, but I don't feel massively inspired. Whilst down here in the lowlands, you'll see how the trees have just, they kind of stop a little bit when we get hitting the cliffs. Makes plenty of sense to me. And the little light smattering of trees on like these softer slopes of the cliffs. So I mean, there's definitely consideration gone into the tree painting. So I want to reward that by mentioning it, by noticing it. Then we have, I'm going to do a tree count in a moment because there does seem to be quite a few trees. We got any trees under the water at all? I could use move it. I'm just going to do this. It looks like it's going to be alright. I'm not seeing anything from down here. So we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. Tree count. We're going to have a look at this. We're getting to the point that we are motoring on here. I want to have a little look at this lake and this little tributary coming down to the river there. We'll have a look because it looks like we've got some vanilla piers here. So we'll have a little check out of that. Also this dead end roundabout. So those three things to check. But before we do any of that, tree count 237,433, which is fine. Absolutely fine. What have we got here? Half an hour late. This is always the thing with these live streams. People start turning up after about half an hour. All I can say is the Monday stream, the 7 PM stream, it's usually a little bit after because I'm still setting up the stream for a few minutes afterwards, and sometimes I forget to make the thumbnail, that kind of thing. But yeah, keep an eye on the channel on Mondays from 7 o'clock, and the BonBon Buddies, it's then 9 PM, and then one on 7 tomorrow, and one at 9 tomorrow, and then one at 7 on Wednesday, one at 9 on Wednesday. And then of course all we're doing is the behind the scenes, me trying to work out what cinematics and what sort of ratings to give the map, the stuff that I do before recording an old school Watts map and then recording a slow flyover. I think people are missing it, but it is saving me so much time you would not believe. I've actually been achieving things in my real life this last couple of weeks, which is stuff that I just haven't had the opportunity to do. I've actually had some kind of real life. Can you believe that? I don't think it should be allowed, personally, but I'm forcing it through. It is costing me views and subscriber growth. This is fine. There's a little islet. I don't have a. I think if anything, this let's just keep that rock out of view for the moment. I think if anything, this islet has been overdone. There's too much going on with it. Like with the standing stones, there's another one over there as well. The standing stones, the castle, the trees, the rocks, the ground rocks, and these stones as well. It doesn't quite come together for me, just because I think there's a bit too much. And I think the standing stones, if anything, are the distraction here. I think if we got rid of those, or the ones with the horizontal, there is a word for it. I'm going to say lintel. The ones with the lintel, Maybe replace them with a couple of these just solitary standing stones. It just seems a little bit too muddled for me, just a little bit. Then, of course, we've got to have a look at this. Now, this is a Park Life asset. We've said this many a times, so I'm going to say it again. It's a Park Life asset. You don't need Park Life to use it because it was part of the free updates, but it does come with trees attached. And if you use it under the water, your trees are going to drown. And it's fine, they've got their trunks on because... But anyway, we've done that. I did want to have a look at this little river here. I have seen worse. And when I say I've seen worse, I mean that as a pat on the back to this creator. I thought that was going to be a lot worse than we've got. Oh, a little the outflow's a bit. Again, we've got you can just see the green as it's dropping away a little bit. If we make it a little bit deeper along here, it would merge more cleanly into the river. But if that's my only grumble with that, I'm sure they would be very happy if they even know that I exist, because they've got their other things to do in China, you know. Watching WhatsApp is not necessarily a thing they do in China. I don't know. I don't know anybody from China. Well, not personally anyway. Vanilla piers. I'm guessing these vanilla piers are here to suggest that we have ferries running from here to the island and back. Maybe. Possibly. Yeah, I mean, I've got things that I can talk about. Is that actually growing through a hole in the pier? If it is, I don't think there is a hole there, is there? If there was a hole in the pier and that was growing through it, like we got the hole there. Yeah, I mean, is what I say to that. And then we've got the smiley car. Oh, come on. It's a Van Gogh. This is a Van Gogh. Because we had... Was it Beethoven? No, it was Van Gogh. But Beethoven was there. Van Gogh was missing his ear. We're missing an ear. But as artworks go, that is superb. I'm really liking that. Oh man, that's superb. Yes. BonBon approves. Absolutely. Who's that in the chat there? Desarth Ethan. Thanks, Sannington. Have a good evening. But yes, it's fun. I approve of a little bit of silliness on the map. If it's tucked away and doesn't like overpower the map, and that does not overpower the map. Roundabout detailing, that's nice. Look, that is nice. They've done really well with their intersection and roundabout detailings. Lovely. Lovely, lovely, lovely. Oh, is my webcam on? Lovely face, he says. Is my webcam on, is it? I know what you mean. Let me settle this camera so we can get those hills looking at their best, because screenshots be screenshots and all that sort of stuff, and I think that is about as good as we're going to get. So, okay. Oh, hello, who have we got here? Small Fry, about 3 PM in Rhode Island. Yes, Rhode Island. Ooh, the United States' biggest state. I mean, it's not the smallest state, but yeah, excellent. 3 PM, where are we? Yeah, that seems about right. Trying to work out how far the sun is across the sky. But yes, where are we? It's about 8 PM UK time here. Which means I really need to start on the cinematics. So let's give this thing some ratings, shall we? Aesthetically, I like the design. It's a little bit simple, but that's nothing wrong with a good simple design. It's been done to a decent standard. The hills look great from this angle. Not really from any other angle, but from this angle they look great. And so I think we've got to go 3 stars. I think it's... oh, where are we? Slightly above middle 3. Slightly above middle 3. Yeah. Detailing. We've got... oh, it is the smallest, is it? Is it bigger than Hawaii if you pushed all the islands together? Oh, maybe it is the smallest. Well, I'd say maybe it's the smallest. Here's somebody talking to somebody from a state in the United States, and they're saying it's the smallest, and I'm saying maybe it is. Oh man, that's hilarious. Come on, Bonbon, learn, will you? Okay, right, I'm learning. Rhode Island, it's the smallest state. That's what it is. Anyway, where were we? Oh yes, so yeah, just slightly above middle. Detailing. I think the detailing on this map's pretty decent. I can't see anything really wrong with it. There's a possibility of scraping on the vanilla cruisers, but I can't prove against it, so we're going to say it doesn't. Good, solid, not inspiring. Can't really go into 4 stars, can we? But we can go towards the top end of 3. So I'm going to go for a fairly high 3 stars. It's very close. And then gameplay. Tough one. I'm liking the fields. I'm not liking so much the pre-built in the start square, but that's down to taste. I think there might be a little bit of traffic flow problems once everything gets up and running, because this intersection here isn't really a high volume intersection, is it? With the traffic lights at the bottom, yes, I know you can switch them off. And this intersection here is going to be dealing with a lot of weight. Plus, of course, the missing outside connection on the rail at this end is... I've got to knock a bit of score off for that as well. Is it 4 stars? I don't think it is. Let's go for a top end of 3 stars again. So we've got a slightly above average, middle 3, and then 2 high 3s. It's a solid map, and a creator who's put a lot of thought into the design on it, and it's solid. Yeah, we see maps like this and maps like this that score really badly. So credit sirens of the BonBonBingo players. Again, that's the amber lumps, that one there. So anyway, yeah, we've got as I say, it's a very nice, clean, pleasing, slightly fantastical map with a few bits put in there. Oh, hang on, now in the detailing. No, sorry, I'm going to go back. I'm dropping the detailing down about 1/4 of a star. It's still above. It's still above middle 3. I forgot we've got a little bit of glitching on the harbours. We've got a little bit of glitching on the river outflow over here, and we've got a little bit of glitching on the dam. Just again, little bits. And there was a little bit of glitching on one of the highway bits, but that one was one with we would let it go if it was on the same. So yeah, I'm going to go just slightly above middle 3. There's a lot of good work gone into it, but there's definitely work needs doing to get it up towards 4th star. Yeah, how about that? Everybody good? Farms in Texas are bigger than Rhode Island. It is the smallest. Thanks, Dallas. Yeah. Yeah. Farms in Texas are bigger than Rhode Island. Yeah, I mean, it is a small state. I don't know, I just imagined, in terms of land area, I imagined Hawaii would be smaller. But, yeah, I could sit down. Wikipedia would have the answer, wouldn't it? But yes, so anyway, if you're a buddy, if you're a channel supporter, I'll be back in about an hour. We'll be having a look at... Hang on, I'm going to call up the map here. We're having a look at Columbia Bay. Now, this is one that we were meant to do Monday last week, but it failed to load. It had a different name last week as well, but they've re-upped it. Apparently, they've fixed it. So tonight's stream might be really short, because if the map still doesn't work, we're not going to hang around with it. I will basically start the stream, say thanks for turning up, see you later, and then I'm going to get myself some dinner or something because I haven't had food yet. So there's that. Then tomorrow, again for the channel supporters, we've got Ibiza, Spain by Mr. Pixelcat, and then Elizabeth Isle by PKM. Haven't said their name for years actually. PKMN Trainer Orange. And then on Wednesday we have La Spezia by Funchenstein, which I thought was going to be a top performing map, but it wasn't even in the top half of the page. Probably just released a little bit too late for this. And then we have a fantasy map with Dushko's 1000 Island Archipelago by Jewel TNT, which looks very interesting. And I'm really looking forward to especially the Wednesday maps. I'm not saying that tomorrow's maps aren't going to be good, but I'm looking forward to Wednesday. Wednesday looks like we've got quality and innovation thrown in there, which means Monday's show next week should be a lot of fun. If you haven't seen today's show, do go and check it out. It is on the channel, and we've got 4 very interesting maps from last week with the cinematic flyovers from each. Anyway, that's it from me. Thanks for watching and all of that. I will see a few of you a little bit later on, and I will catch you, the rest of you. Where are we? We're on Monday. The chart show, wasn't it? Anyway, have fun, have a great day, and I'll see you all very, very soon. Thanks for watching.
Come here now, girl.